once again, thank you so much for this opportunity to speak today and share the experience of what vision exists regarding applying of artificial intelligence, all this umbrella of technologies which are hidden behind this abbreviation AI, specifically for coffee research, for coffee breeding, as well as coffee farming and production. And I also delighted to be in collaboration with the National Coffee Research and Development and Extension Center, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to work with you for quite a long time already. And just a minor note on this moment that yes, my presentation is mainly about the vision, what we have in front of us for the next few years, because obviously we are locked into the seasons of coffee production. But the main thing is that it's important to see these possibilities, and then together we can reach them. So as I mentioned briefly, I will divide my presentation, and again I remember about the time, so I will try to keep time frame accordingly, and I will try to focus on each part a little bit, just to give you also the feeling and some ground for thoughts, so you can leave this Congress, and I already know that it was quite rich in knowledge, but maybe a little bit of more technologies and possibilities. So first of all, yes, we are still not on that stage when we can provide the good visualization of our own application for coffee berry counting, but there is just the step-by-step what we are doing now, what is important to understand how to make coffee breeding more effectively. And in our opinion, what we see that, for example, previously we were working on the solutions which are delivering specific measurements, because we have already existing PTOL Pro application which has more than 120 citations in popular and top journals like Frontiers in Plant Science and DPI Plants and Nature journal as well. And the point where we were helpful was leaf area measurement. But in fact, this is just one number which is helpful for understanding the trend of plant growth. But still, you have everything else behind that, and it's not covered only by area. You need to add some extra attributes regarding your experiment. If you are doing, for example, coffee breeding, you need to write, are you doing breeding on a specific variety of Arabica or Liberica, or it's Robusta or Excelsa, and you also still need to write the geographical location of your plot. You need to add the attributes which are critically important for demonstrating that your experiment delivers proper results, so you can compare them, you can publish them, and use this data as relevant for further work. So that's why we, in current stage, we understand that leaf area, it has to be included into the toolbox for coffee plant breeder, but it also must be, we also must speak about inventory of trees, because considering the existing technologies which are currently possible to implement into simple mobile application, it's possible to get the not just location, geotagged location of the tree, which is linked to a specific photo of this tree, but also it's possible to have even a mini map. And it's not just based on the Google Maps, because it's a little bit different story. But even having this, if you have the plot with, let's imagine, 20 or 100 trees, you can do the inventory of these trees in 1 or 2 days, and then you're just doing anything else which will be based on this mapping. So in our opinion, the first step is just to see what do you have, and then to move on regarding, for example, differentiation of varieties, which I have already mentioned and which you have already discussed so nicely. And we know that there are specific features which help us to distinguish between all these four main types of coffee varieties which are growing. Also, this is another point which is important. On different stages, we are speaking about distinguishing different features. For example, when there are no flowers, we can speak only about the shapes of branches as well as leaves. When it's already flower stage, flowering, we can speak about comparing the flowers, and based on leaves and flowers and maybe again the branches, the shape of the tree, it's possible to provide even more accurate identification of specific tree, and helping farmer to understand which tree is in front of him or her. And again, it will give them more understanding and economical value of this tree, or maybe it just need to destroy this tree to cut it and plant a new one if there is that need. And also we are speaking about visual AI. What does this mean? Because all the world currently is focused on generative AI and textual AI and visual AI as well. But in our case, we speak about visual AI as an intake. So we are speaking about photo as the main resource for anything else which related with processing and trying to understand what stage of growth is, what health status of this crop is, what is variety. So we are not speaking about something generic. We are speaking about specific photo which is taken by specific farmer using his or her device, and we are working with this exactly image as the main input. Also, I do apologize about this a bit shaky formatting of the slide, but I still hope that you see all the words, because after the breeding we go to even the more important stage for the industry level. It's about the exactly the farming, the growing and production of coffee beans. And here again we speak about pretty much the same steps, but there are some other additional aspects which can be supported. Again, not so much new tools. It can be a smartphone or tablet, as well as, for example, drone. And later in my next slides, I will show you one of the examples how we use drone imagery to build the map of tree heights. It was in Colombia, it was not in Philippines, but yes, we can do the same for Philippines when we will be on that stage. Because as of now, we are just trying to set up the pipeline of our work and our as a demonstrated vision for breeding and initial distinguishing. On the tree farming, on the coffee farming, also what is important, it's not just about the distinguishing and doing the identification of tree, but also about the integrated pest management. Again, it's if you have this map already built using the mobile application, you just go to the specific tree and you are either visually checking, or you can, again, depending on the needs, you can take a photo if you have a specific leaf which is demonstrating some type of deficiency, or if you see the pest, you can take a photo of this pest and link everything to a specific tree. So this is giving you an opportunity to build your own mini map of problems and challenges of your small kingdom of coffee. And then you can understand, if I have these problems here and that problems here, it helps you to manage your crops better. And this again is direct linking to the result, which is harvest, which is your yield, which you are expecting. And regarding the yield, again, it's a little bit overlapping with stages of plant growth and development. So, for example, obviously, crop health monitoring you are doing on each stage, but when it's the stage already when you have the flowers, adding to the crop health monitoring and pest monitoring, you are trying to understand how many berries you will have in the future. So the first step is counting flowers, and again it's possible to do with just having a photo, because yes, it's possible to have dual way. So for example, if you have the drone imagery from top and then side imagery from the using the mobile phones, so you can use both types of just to verify and understand the approximate amount. However, we saw that, for example, again in Colombia, I am following our existing experience that the trees are pretty not so high, so you can reach it just by using the photos of reach the limit and get the numbers by using the photos of taken with the smartphone. And again, considering that we are helping the smallholder farmers who are not who don't have like hundreds of hectares in front of them, so it's possible to do this pretty much in one day or half of a day, because you are not focusing on counting by itself. You are just taking imagery, you are doing data collection, and AI algorithm is helping because it's counting, and we have this element when you can verify by yourself. Because if, for example, you are processing the photo of coffee branch with flowers, and then as a result you get the number, but also you get the a mini gallery of all flowers which has been counted. So it's not that you just blindly believe that the algorithm is so smart and it knows how the flowers look like. Yes, it does, it knows, but you still have the chance to scroll and see, is it still flowers counted, or maybe sometimes there is probability 90% of accuracy, but still 10% of possibility counting, like is there some maybe bug or maybe extra flower from another species which is not even a coffee. So it's always human verification, because there is existing concept called human in the loop. And this concept is our main, which we follow, because we believe that AI is not to make farmers go in a way, but rather to help farmer to be more effective and more productive in day-to-day business, in day-to-day coffee production. Then the same situation we're doing, because trees are standing on the same place, so on daily basis you're just doing these photos. After flowers you have berries at the first stage they are not ripe, then they are ripe, so it's possible to assess the ripeness level, and this means that it's possible to understand the harvest time. So this is just a mini jobs in coffee production, which are adding on top to the productivity. And again, going a little bit back, when you have all this health check and integrated pest management done, everything related to specific tree, you can build a history of this tree, and at the end of the season you can just see and analyze how it was. And for example, if there was let's imagine some kind of deficiency, and then you see that the yield, because the number of flowers and then the number of berries, cherries, I mean coffee cherries, is not high enough, so maybe it's linked. So next season you can implement better strategy for supporting this tree to make it more fruitful and bring more value for you as a farmer. This is one of the visions why it's important to support smallholder farmers who don't have like hectares. We still speak about hectares, I mean too many of them. They still 2-3 hectares, but it's, I mean it's okay to go with this type of devices. If we use drones, again, it's possible to use them, but the problem of drones that it requires extra skills, extra knowledge, and extra affordability, because as we see, good drones, especially good cameras, which you need to use to see the flowers, the cherries without blur. It's quite expensive and not so easy to get, being an ordinary farmer. Another point which is important is about quality control, and I think I will speak about that on the next slide as well. And one more point which I want to mention, again, all this information is saved in your phone, so it's possible to get back and get historical data. And specifically, okay, if you are doing the sale of your berries just as wholesale, you can rely on the processing operators notes and all the receipts which you get from them. But for example, if you are working with customers directly, you can also have this implemented into the app. So our new mobile application, which we will publish in a few weeks, and we are delighted because we will definitely inform the center about this to try the mobile application for your specific needs. So it includes the possibility to add fields, for example, like name of the person who are you have sold the product, or date when you have sold the product. So you can not just add the information about plant monitoring and other important production stage, but also the little bit business stage, so you see the full picture of your coffee farming in one place. And this is about the quality. And I took this photo, nice photo, from your good, interesting Facebook page. I really found it insightful, especially you demonstrating the specifics of different, as I mentioned, mini jobs, but they are creating the overall coffee farming experience. So what we are speaking about coffee quality, coffee bean quality, it's again, we have a photo of coffee beans, and we have it with a specific purpose to understand how good the beans are. So we are speaking about the uniformity index. And this is not just about the coffee beans. We use the same terminology for other types. So for example, if we speak about cocoa beans, we use approximately the same terminology and even features which we are looking at. Features, I mean, we look at the size, the quantity, because obviously if you have many of them and you need to understand to count them, it takes time. So it's possible to do everything using mobile application, and the same photo can give all these insights. The aspect of presence of extra objects which are not coffee. And also it's important to mention that for coffee we have this physical profile and chemical profile. So again, going back to the mobile application, we work with this photo, but also it includes possibility to add attributes about chemical profile, which you can get through wet lab tests. So it's not you can see it visually, but if you have this, let's say, report from the lab, it's still possible just to take a snap of this photo, take a photo of this report, and you can attach it, so everything is in one place. This is the point what we have discovered after the conversations with farmers, that for example, if they are using excel spreadsheets, it works perfectly fine, but sometimes you just need to create these links between different sources of information, and Excel is not good for that, particularly if you are trying to do, let's say, counting, measuring, and then adding extra photo to the same object. So as of now, maybe in the future it will happen, but as of now there is still a gap, and we believe that our mobile application will help with them. And also, I want to mention that during all these processes, starting from which I explained, we obviously see the challenges and some very philosophical, inspirational people say that challenges are also the opportunities. So let's believe in this as well. But the main challenge, technological challenge, what we see is probably about the technologies which are available for the coffee farmers, because it's always easy to demonstrate how beautiful demo is working on very good smartphone which cost 1000 pounds or dollars, or just a very expensive smartphone or tablet. But when we go to the field and we see the farmer who does not have this smartphone, and the smartphone is low cost, and it means that the processing power is lower, the quality of lens inside, because in cheap devices they use not very good lens, just plastic one, which brings some inaccuracies when and blurriness already if you are doing the photos. So that's why it requires even more strict data collection protocol and to follow it. Then another challenge is the availability of internet and offline online mode of work. As of now, for example, our mobile application, specifically for leaf area measurement, for greenness measurement, it works without internet. So, and we are proud that it's definitely one of the achievements, because we try to help the farmers who are in rural area who do not have strong access to the global network. They still are able to do at least some type of phenotyping, coffee phenotyping. At the same time, what we see that, for example, if we have a big model, I mean, machine learning model, deep learning model for processing some imagery inside based on the photo, it's quite big and it requires some extra power, and it's not possible to run it offline without internet. So we are still currently puzzled how to manage this. So some models, like for example counting and measuring, they work perfectly fine without internet. But if we speak about the let's say some comparison or distinguishing, it requires more extra power, and this is currently a challenge, let's say. Then we also see this, I will just mention it all together, about the AI literacy, trust, and ownership of the data which is feeding the model. So literacy, it's already the age when everyone has the smartphone and is using it in many life cases just to manage personal life. So it's easy to transfer this knowledge into the knowledge of professional life, and specifically for phenotyping and quality control of food produce and coffee produce. At the same time, we believe that it's still needed to have an extra training, and we believe that the center is capable, and considering your huge experience of working face to face with farmers, it will be a great opportunity to demonstrate and to improve the digital literacy by demonstrating how the specific app can help with different mini jobs, and in total it brings the value for productivity. Regarding the trust, again, it's all about knowledge and education, because when everything is fair, like you are scared that my data will be leaked, or it will not be correctly distinguished and identified, or maybe it will not be correctly counted. Yes, it's a challenge, it's existing challenge, but again, if you know that this model has been trained and it has 90% or 95% of accuracy, this fear of inaccurate count is already lower. Then if you know that your data is secured because we already established not just only NDA protocol with how we are collecting it, but also how we are saving it and processing the data. Again, this fear is disappearing. So it's all about speaking to real people about their thoughts and answering these challenges. And we think that this challenge is definitely the opportunity to show that the technologies which are computer vision and deep learning, they are reliable to use in daily business to support the farming activities. And finally, regarding data ownership, again, it's all about agreement. And in our case, considering that we are working with the center, we believe that it's all managed by the framework established already according to the law of Philippines. And this is the point where we fully rely on the legislation which already exists. And this is a little bit of colors. And as I mentioned, this is from Colombia. And it's just one of the opportunities which we demonstrated that is possible, because in Colombia they have uneven terrain, and that's why to understand the haze of plants, it's quite a challenging task for farmers. Specifically, it requires extra skills. So we collaborated with one of the companies in Colombia who are supporting local coffee farmers. They have drones and they do these flights and collect the data, and they needed to make the mapping of their plot. And on the left hand side of the screen you can see the data which we have cleaned a little bit, and then on the right hand side you can also see this terrain model, which can be further used for calculations, irrigation modeling, and other needs which are required by the farmer. Yes, and I think it's a little bit what we are doing, but if you will have any other questions, I will be more than happy to answer them. Here is our email, and also if you will be in the UK, I will be delighted to meet with you and speak a little bit more about your practice, your work, and think how we can collaborate together. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Marina, for sharing your insights on how we can strategically apply AI on coffee practices. Okay, so
we urge Dr. Marina to stay, as we are about to have the open forum. If you have no more questions, maybe we can proceed with the awarding of the certificates for all of our plenary speakers. And by the way, if there's any questions naman that would arise, they can easily approach po yung ating mga invited speakers. Okay, thank you very much, Sir Charles. Okay, with this, want to proceed or facilitate with our awarding of certificate, we have on stage Dr. Hermogenes Fagia, Mr. Al Christian R. Hilario, Dr. Renata G. Reyes, and of course, Sir Angelbert is already on stage with us. And we'll first start with our speakers who provided us their insights and expertise via Zoom. Proceed first with our first plenary speakers who gave their lecture online. We have Ma'am Flora D. Gabonanes, Director of the DTI Region 12. Thank you very much, Ma'am Flora, for your expertise. And we also have among our online presenter, Dr. Lee Min To, of the Thai Nguyen University of Agriculture in Vietnam. And of course, last among our presenters online, I think she's still with us, she's still joining us through Zoom, Dr. Marina Kuzmenko. of the Petio Limited, United Kingdom. Thank you very much.
So now to award the certificate of appreciation to our other plenary speakers. Let me first read the citation. The National Coffee Research, Development and Extension Center and the Philippine Association of Agriculturists Tamarind Chapter presents this certificate of appreciation to Dr. Edward Yong in grateful recognition of his profound expertise and insightful presentation as plenary speaker at the 3rd Southeast Asian Coffee Education Congress with the theme Kapit Bisig, Knowledge, Action, and Partnership for Empowerment towards building inclusive, sustainable, and innovative governance for Southeast Asian coffee on November 25 to 28, 2025, given this 27th day of November 2025 at the International Convention Center, Cavite State University. Signed, President Maria Agnes P. Nuestro and President Hermogenes M. Paglia.